Okay, my butterflies, here's another story. Fancy Nancy and the Posh Puppy. You know I love the Fancy Nancy books. I think she's so cool, huh? Do you like her? I really like her. Look at how everybody's dressed. And they're walking with their dogs, but look what Fancy Nancy's walking with. That looks like it's not a real dog, but it sure has bows everywhere, huh? Of course, so does Fancy Nancy. Okay, let's start the story. I'm ecstatic. Right here, E-C-T-A-T-I-C. I'm ecstatic. That's a fancy word for happy. We're going to get a puppy, a real one. Okay, we haven't looked at Fancy Nancy's bedroom for a long time, so let's stop the story for a moment and look around. She has her bed. She has brooms hanging from her bed so she can have a canopy above it. That's pretty funny. She took a cardboard box that her toaster came in. Look at that. Her bagel toaster came in. She saved the cardboard box. She cut an opening in it, and she put her stuffed dog inside to make a dog house. That's very cute. And then she put a little piece of carpet outside for the dog. That's fun. Look at her umbrella. That's amazing. And all her, I love the way she decorated. She's so fun. And look at her own hair. Oh my goodness, she has a headband that has dog bones on it. That's pretty funny. I'm ecstatic. That's a fancy nerd word for happy. We're going to get a puppy, a real one. I hope we get a papillon like our neighbor's dog. You say it like this, papillon. In French, it means butterfly. Hey, should I call you girls my papillons? Maybe I should, just like Fancy Nancy. So there's Papillon, and that's Nancy's neighbor. Oh, is Nancy's last name Clancy? I don't know. That's her mailbox, maybe, huh? Look at how Papillon has bows at the ankles. Oh, that's so crazy, huh? Okay. I help Mrs. Devine take care of Jewel. We take her to the beauty salon. We buy her new ensembles. That's a fancy word for clothes. Look at this dog. Oh my goodness. Papillons are so posh. Posh is a fancy word for fancy. Oh my goodness. Oh, I miss having a tea party with you girls so much. Look at that. They have teapots. They have a pumpkin teapot too. And look, she's drinking out of a teacup that's in the shape of a flower. You girls have one of those too, don't you? Wow. And look at the dog has, instead of human food, the dog has dog bones. Her name is Jewel. There's only one problem. My parents. Papillons like to stay indoors, my dad says. They're too little. And delicate, my mom says. What about one of these dogs? And look at other pictures of other types of dogs. I shake my head. Too big, too brown, too plain. Sometimes it's hard being the only fancy person in a family. Then I get an idea that is spectacular. That's a fancy word for great. We can puppy sit for Jewel. My parents say okay. So does Mrs. Devine. My family will see how happy we'll be with a papillon puppy. So it looks like when they're going to babysit, they take all of Jewel's special things and bring them to her house. I guess so. Let's see. I introduced Jewel to my doll, Maribel. Here's her chair. Maribel, Lavinia, Chandelier. What a cool story, huh? Wow. There's Jewel, and there's Maribel. I bet if Maribel could talk, she might not be so happy at this moment. Let's see what happens. I can hardly wait to find out. I show my sister how to groom Jewel and how to scoop her poop. Whoops. My sister wants to hold and kiss Jewel. I tell her, you must be gentle. What a responsible girl you are, my mom says. Some dog is going to be very lucky. Merci, I say. That's French for thank you. 2 of my friends are walking their dogs. Come over to my house, I say, on puppy sitting. All the dogs can play together. Uh-oh, what's going to happen next, huh? Rusty splashes in the wading pool. Jewel hides behind my legs. Yes, look how tiny Jewel is compared to Rusty. Rusty's huge. Scamp plays fetch. Go, Jewel, get the ball, I yell. Jewel just looks at me. See, that's not the kind of dog Jewel is, huh? She gets exhausted pretty quickly. I tell my friends, that's a fancy word for tired. While Jewel gets her beauty rest, we have refreshments. There's Jewel. There's Rusty. And there's Scamp. And they like to be with the humans, but look over there. Jewel's all by herself. Oh no, look what my sister is doing. Poor Jewel is terrified. Oh, look what her sister did. She put all the pillows in a big stack like that and put Jewel on top. Ooh, that's kind of scary. I'd be scared. Mom, come quick. Jewel is going to be sick. Oh no. When we get our Papillon, I'm not letting her near it, I say. Did she throw up all over Fancy Nancy? I think so. My mom whispers, she doesn't know better. She was trying to be nice. I know that. We take Jewel back to her house. She is a perfect dog for Mrs. Devine. But maybe she isn't the perfect dog for us. I'm so sad. I hardly get fancy when we go to the King's Crown for dinner. Yeah, that's true, huh? She was so sad she didn't dress up like her usual Fancy Nancy. On the way home, we drive by the animal shelter. Let's take a look, my mom says. All those dogs need a family to love them. I ask the lady, are there any fancy dogs here? And she says, I think I have just the dog for you. She's funny and playful and smart and cuddly. Her name is Frenchie. Isn't that great? Oh, look at Nancy. She's so excited. She's on her toes. Frenchie. I like the sound of that. Frenchie runs right to me and jumps in my lap. She likes it when my sister hugs her. Frenchie is the perfect dog for us. My dad says Frenchie is a LaSalle Spaniel. That is a very unique breed. Unique is fancy for one of a kind. That's really fun. So they have a little party to introduce Frenchie to all the other dogs. And there they are. See? 1, 2. Oh, and look how happy Jewel is to be just staying right on Mrs. Devine's lap. And look at all the butterflies in the air. You know what? Maybe that's even better than fancy. What a good story. Okay, I love you girls. Bye-bye.